One of the biggest problems that society faces right now is that a lot of people do not have motivation to actually create something that aligns with our higher self. And it seems like everyone around us is striving for complacency, just doing what needs to be done, the everyday tasks, without actually looking for something bigger. And in the short run, I thought this was an awesome thing, like so much time to enjoy for myself, do nothing, have fun with my friends, play video games, and just wait for society to take you into the future when you get a stable job and you'll live a happy life and build an awesome family. But then one day, I began questioning, what in the world am I even here to do? What is this miracle of being granted this one life? What does this actually mean to me? And months after months and after months of seeking, one insight that I found was that everything starts with a vision. Everything created in this world, your phone, iPad, computer, whatever you're watching this video on, the chair that's holding your ass right now, the clothes that you're wearing, they're all created from the mind, which starts from a vision. Like sometimes I think, why are all my friends so desperately trying to get good grades here and start this nonprofit and do this EC, right? Especially when it's Common App season right now. It's because they have this vision of all the perks, like getting a fancy job offer and being glazed by their family and friends if they get into their dream university, right? If you're someone who struggles to wake up during the morning, or if you just can't follow through on something, this is because you don't have a powerful enough vision. Have you ever thought about why your fingers could type so quickly when you have like 5 minutes left before the 11:59 p.m. deadline to type a 200-word essay and submit it to your teacher? What actually was happening there with our body is that we're unconsciously reacting to this mental image of the consequence of handing our work in late. So your body is actually a really smart mechanism, right? It knows that if you could get the work turned in before the deadline, then you would avoid the nervousness and frustration of having to owe your teacher an explanation for turning in the work late, or having to put in more work, or even worse, just having to spend your lunches or time outside of school with your teacher. And what we can see is that even though your mind may be focused on writing the essay and being super motivated to get the work done, we can actually sense that in the background, it's actually clinging onto this painful vision of having to deal with the consequences of handing your work late. Just really tolerate and think about that for a second. That right there is called fear-based vision. Fear-based vision is when there's some kind of fear hanging back into your head, which makes you feel motivated to do something. And of course, when you hear the term fear-based vision, it sounds kind of negative, right? So what's the opposite of fear-based vision? Love-based vision. And love-based vision, unlike fear-based vision, is a feeling that you get from within yourself. It's something that you want to strive for and do, and it makes you feel relaxed and comfortable, unlike fear-based vision, which makes you tense up. You'll start to feel this genuine passion coming from your heart when you project love-based vision and you express it authentically. It's not tied to the fear of missing a deadline, right? It's not tied to the fear of being judged. Love-based vision projects a picture of all of the beautiful things that you can give to the world when you're aligned with the vision. Whenever you think about it, it gives you this sense of inner joy for living, this sense of purpose. And it motivates you to put in the work because it doesn't feel like work at all. It feels like play to you. And love-based vision is something that you can feel deep down in the long run. While on the other hand, fear-based vision is normally temporary. It comes and goes. And when it comes, you feel super intense and you feel super nerve-wracking. Without a vision, it's very easy to get stuck in life. It's very easy to feel depressed. If I took the vision that I had back a couple years ago when I was building my agency, the vision of making a whole lot of money and being a 15-year-old millionaire, and threw that away into the bin, then I wouldn't even have the energy to keep me doing that the entire time, and I wouldn't be even filming this video and doing everything that I'm doing right now. And even though my vision changed over time, that's something to cultivate. That action must be right there, right? That vision needs to be right there. Your vision is your muse, your feel, in order for you to move forward with whatever you want to achieve. And in the long run with a vision, I'm always optimistic. Something is going to happen. I'm doing something important in my life. I'm not just here shooting some videos and getting some cheap views, but I'm actually putting this stuff out there to help people, help teenagers actualize and realize their vision. That is my vision. You see how powerful that can be when you implement that at like 5 a.m. in the morning and you're trying to wake up and record a video? What I want you to also do is do the same thing and make a vision for your life. And once you see the power of vision, you need to align yourself with the vision. It's like something that you need to constantly live and breathe. You need to be aligned with it, with your whole entire being. And what I mean by whole entire being is your body, your mind, your energy, and also your soul. Everything needs to be aligned with your vision. And it's a process, right? And no worries, I'm going to show you entirely throughout these next few videos on how to create that vision and implement it and integrate it deeply. One common misconception that I get from many people is they think that vision is something that's going to happen overnight. They think that magically it's going to click one day. But then that's completely incorrect, right? Because vision is something that happens in the long run. Vision can change. Vision is not a one-time thing, but it's the field to help you constantly drive throughout the journey of life. First, you got to find what your vision is, right? Then you got to start working towards it. And afterwards, your vision is going to evolve and change. And then you'll have obstacles. You're going to be lazy. You're going to have so many different fears you're going to have to combat. And this is the main reason and the main factors of why so many people do not have a vision. Because if it's so easy to align with your vision, then everyone will be visionary. But then because you have to deal with these obstacles and alignment, therefore not a lot of people are willing to put in this effort. So what's a good way to just start thinking about vision itself? I think a pretty good place to start is to start asking yourself, what do you believe is best for the world? And I mean for you personally. Not something that's general, right? Like, I want to cure poverty, or I want to stop the ongoing protest in X, Y, and Z country. Those are actually nice things that I mentioned, but what do you deeply believe is important and meaningful for the world? What kind of change do you want to see in your life? And that could be change for humanity, society, local communities, the environment, animals, right? And the possibilities are infinite as long as you have something that deeply resonates with you. Something inside you knows that you can be doing something to better the world. What might that be? Not abstractly, but practically. What do you actually want to stand and live by for your life? Really just take some time to think about that, right? A visionary is someone who sees the future before others can. What you're basically doing is using mental imagery that has some kind of aspiration in it and combine them together to run these movies constantly in your head. And through the progress of trial and error, through multiple different revisions of your vision, then after that, you're going to get this one powerful vision. And why I say powerful is because you decide to commit to this vision fully. And how you decide what your one powerful vision is you can only feel this inside. So you need to be the one who tests it out and really ask yourself intrinsically whether it motivates you or are you tied to something external. It's very important to understand that you can't outsource creating a vision, right? Only you know what you actually want. And another very important factor is to allow yourself to daydream. Because so many of the times we're told by our parents and by people around us to stick to reality, right? Be grounded, to confine to doing this and doing that, and so many limitations out there. And to a certain point, you can see how that helps maintain social order. But then on the other hand, it suppresses our vision to create something bigger and to give your gifts to the world. So for example, for me right now, how I combat that is whenever I have some kind of idea on a potential business or some kind of new feature or vision for the world, no matter how crazy it is, I would still write it down in either my journal or on an online database like Notion. And just simply writing it down will allow you to tell your mind to welcome these ideas so then you get more and more. And eventually one day you're going to have a super powerful vision, one that actually clicks and one that actually aligns with you. And there's so many different ways you can project these visions, right? You can also draw mind maps on a paper, record it on your phone, create a video filming yourself, explain the vision to yourself. I've done that several times. It's funny when you play it back. Or even use AI to help you flush out your ideas, right? Just simply prompting a couple sentences, seeing where it could take you, and seeing where the cutting edge fields are for the different industries you're trying to go into. But again, the most important thing is that you project this vision somewhere. Because the person who built the pyramids in Egypt, that person had to have a vision of the shape of the pyramid before he can actually build it, right? Before you can actually fly outer space, you needed someone to envision that it's actually possible to build a rocket ship and travel into space before that happened. Everything great and amazing came from a vision. And when you dedicate your life to this vision, sure, on the side, you can have some small personal desires, right? So for me, I still like watching football at times, and I do check out the scores of my favorite team, Liverpool. I think recently they were having a decline with some losses, but then now they're coming back up. And anyways, I also like hanging out with my friends and traveling every now and then. But that's not what mainly fuels me, right? That's not my vision. My vision is what I do for something greater than me. My vision is something that I can have an impact on in the world. My vision is being here for all of you guys who's ready to hear this message and understand vision and create a fulfilled life. And yes, it's very easy to create a small vision, but then the problem with small vision is that you won't get up in the morning out of bed feeling excited because it's such a small thing. There's no motivation to drive you, right? And therefore, having a bigger and grander vision is better. And yes, you might say that, oh, it's going to take so much more time to achieve it and to refine it and everything. But then having this vision will fuel you to get off your ass and actually start doing the things that you need to do, right? Because you live one life. And who knows what crazy things you can accomplish by taking this path. So to really tie these concepts of vision, which I've explained in this video, I want you to go ahead and watch JFK's "We Will Go to the Moon" speech, which I've linked in the description of this video, because he is a true visionary. Through listening to his speech, you've probably been told too many times to analyze this, to analyze that in a school assignment. But then when you're watching it, I want you to observe the power of his vision, because when he made that vision, the technology to fly to the moon didn't even exist. Their team back then didn't even know whether or not it was possible to fly outer space. But still, he was a visionary. He remained optimistic. He continued to aspire the entire nation on this vision that he sees, which eventually came true with the moon technology that you see with NASA and everywhere. So hope now you can see this powerful force of having this grand vision in your life. And what we'll do in the upcoming videos is we're really going to help you pinpoint on what this vision is and create something as aspirational and as motivational for you, so then you can start living from your higher self and doing your life's work. See you guys soon.